Hey, y'all, welcome back to Right at the Wire. Well, preliminary to Christmas is the Fairgrounds All Stakes Late Pick 5 on Saturday's card, and it looks like a good one, so let's get into it. So this is the Fairgrounds All Stakes Pick 5, and it comprises races 8 through 12 on Saturday's card. And let's take it down and get a nice Christmas present. Leg 1 is the 8th race. It's the Richard Shearer Memorial Stakes. It's running 5.5 furlongs on the turf for 3-year-olds and up. Private Creed looks to me the logical one here. He's coming into the race in good form, second off the layoff. I think he's poised to run a big one and looks really logical. Had some good form earlier as a 3-year-old. And while this is the first effort against older, can't lose sight of that. I think this one is in really good form. Bushido to me is intriguing in that there isn't a lot of early pace in this race. And this one has been a little green, but breaks extremely well, and I think that's a really key here, particularly with the lack of early speed. And I'm not sure that this one is class wise quite there yet, but I think there's talent here, and if this one can move forward, might be pretty dangerous on the lead at 15-1, particularly when you consider Just Might, who certainly has the back class here to factor. It really hasn't been of good form of late, and really that's the issue for me. And so that's why Bushido looks all the more appealing, particularly at 15-1. Evan Singh, to me, looks more a horse who will finish under. Is a good horse at the fairgrounds, but Alstall's barn is pretty cold right now, and that's really the issue for me more than anything else. I think more likely to be underneath, particularly coming from off the pace. Sasua Summer had everything his way last time and wasn't able to do it. Saved ground on the rail and just had no answer in his last race. I'm just not sure this one is good enough. It's hard to discount a Bill Mott shipper, but I don't see enough there to tell me that this one's ready to make a move forward. Minnesota Ready, being a late runner, is a little up against it in these turf sprints, but I think it's coming to this race in really good form. And more than anything else, that's what I like. And at 8-1, I think you're getting outstanding value. So one to consider as well. Private Creed's race to lose for sure, but you might think about Minnesota Ready. And if you want to go crazy, Bushido to me at 15-1 is interesting. Leg 2 is race 9. It's the Untappable Stakes. It's running 1.70 miles for 2-year-old fillies. This is a rather interesting race. It's West Omaha looks logical to me in here. It was scratched out of the race in Oklahoma last week on Springboard Mile Day, but that was due to the mud. Probably has a similar opportunity here. I think the waters are a little deeper. That's really the issue. So Legadima, to me, being alone on the engine, which I think she'll be, has a little more back class and has been running against better, and that's what's appealing to me more than anything else. And so I think Legadima has a good shot here to go all the way. Fibber of the late runners, and you see there's quite a few of them. So that, to me, makes Legadima that much more appealing. Because, again, West Omaha is a little unproven. That her last, her maiden win was a good one, but she really didn't beat very much. And that's kind of the concern I have, so I can't single. Fibber looks to me one that's moving in the right direction, and I think of the later runners makes the most sense. It's certainly easy to make a case for a lot of these, but I'm just looking more at the ones that have the potential to move forward class-wise, and I think these three, Legadima, West Omaha, and Fibber, fit the bill there. Leg 3 is race 10. It's the Buddy Di Liberto Memorial Stakes. It's running 1.16 miles on the turf for 3-year-olds and up, and this is a pretty good race, pretty contentious. I'm looking for value in this one, and I'm looking for form. Those are my main drawing cards, the things I want to see. 2 Emmys. The big issue with me is that 7 years old, hasn't run since this meet last year. Highly capable, loves fairgrounds. Certainly one to consider, and you could probably throw her on there. I probably should have. So we'll consider 2 Emmys, but I want others that have a little more upside. Rising to Empire to me looks very logical. Had a very solid race last time. Will be on the engine. Has proven to be good at fairgrounds, and I think this is a spot that potentially could wire the field. Fair Dinkum is one I think at 12 to 1 is a really good price. All signals point towards this one having a nice race, and I think is a good fit here and particularly attractive. I think the later runners didn't do much for me here, so I think this race will be run up or near the lead. So tactically, if Rising Empire doesn't do it, I think Fair Dinkum will be right there and could get first jump on a lot of the others. Johnny's Fireball has that good race, bad race pattern, and this one is kind of sneaky good sometimes, and it is on the slate to run a good race, and so at 12 to 1, I think another that makes sense and is in good form. Law Professor, same thing. I think the form is pretty good right now. And that's really what I'm looking for more than anything else in this race. A horse is in good form with prices. So I think these four make the most sense to me. I kind of like Fair Dinkum over all of them. At 12 to 1, I think that's an excellent value. But it's a pretty contentious race to be sure. Leg 4 is race 11. It's the Tenacious Stakes. It's running 1 mile and 1/16 for 3-year-olds and up. And this is another one, very contentious. You can see, Pioneer Medina is the favorite and scratched out of the race in Oklahoma. Has been trained by Brad Cox. This is the second start with him. I think it might take a little while for this one to adjust to the new training regimen that Cox has. Showed enough with Todd Pletcher to indicate to me that this one's capable of a lot better than the last race, and I think might be sitting on a big one. Pioneer Medina, definitely one to consider. Dash Attack, I'm tired of thinking this horse can't run 2 turns. He's proven me wrong enough, and I think class-wise is a good fit here. Kenny McPeak's barn, pretty cold right now, but that doesn't mean that he can't heat up at any time, and I think this one's a really good class fit. Should be sitting up near the pace. I think that's a good place to be, and I think is in good form. Brigadier General, to me, Dallas Stewart's barn is going pretty well right now, and this one should be the lone speed. And some of the form of a lot of the horses in here is kind of shaky. So I think Brigadier General's coming into this race off the bench. It should be ready to roll, and we've seen Dallas Stewart with Hoist the Gold, most notably running a huge race on the lead. So I like Brigadier General in this spot. Confidence game I'm throwing in there because Keith DeSormo's barn is red hot right now. This one's form has not been good since the Derby. There's no question about that. But you're getting 12 to 1, and again, Keith DeSormo can throw a bomb in there, and he's obviously raring to go in this read. He's winning at 31% at the price. Why not throw in there with a shot? And then leg 5 is race 12. This is the Gunrunner Stakes in another early Derby prep, running 1 mile and 1/16 for the 2-year-olds. Nash looks the horse to beat, every bit of it. That last race was really quite an effort. Just got on the lead and goodbye. I mean, just geared down, really just looked in absolutely outstanding form. The only concern I have is that in his debut as a maiden, he didn't get the lead and did finish second, but he didn't get the lead. And just don't know if this is a need the lead type yet. But and you do have some others who are going to want it, like Track Phantom or Next Level. So we'll have to see. But he just form-wise looks awful good. I mean, it's kind of hard to bet against him. But there are a couple other horses in here, and they are 2-year-olds, so you never know. Catching Freedom, to me, had tons of trouble last time. Was absolutely stonewalled in the stretch, but had tons of horse. And I think this one is sitting on another big one. I really like Catching Freedom at 5 to 1. If there is a brisk pace up front, this one should be sitting just behind them and ready to roll. So Catching Freedom, I think at 5 to 1 offers really good value. And then Snead was awful professional in his last race. one going away, and just looked in really good form. And I expect another move forward here. So of these, I think it's Nash's race to lose. But Catching Freedom and Sneed, to me, offer some really good betting opportunities and are very, wouldn't surprise me if either one of them took it down. So if we look at our ticket for the late pick five, in leg one, race 8, we're going to use 6 and 8. Leg 2, race 9, 4, 5, and 6. Leg 3, race 10, 2, 4, 9, and 13. I think we have to spread in that race. Leg 4, race 11, we're going to use 1, 7, and 8. And then finally in leg 5, if you single Nash, I wouldn't talk you out of it. But I think we've got a couple there with Catching Freedom and Sneed who look poised to run big ones too. So we're going to use them as well, 2, 6, and 7. So that's, I'm sorry, that total is wrong. It's 2 times 3 is 6 times 4 is 24 times 3 is 72 times 3 is is 216. So that's a $108 ticket. That's what it should say on a 50-cent base.
So that's the late pick five. Really intrigued to see Nash run back after that maiden race. He looks really like a special one, and if he does run well in the Gunrunner, I think we've got a real bona fide Derby contender. So hope our analysis helps you with your own wagering strategy, and I wish you the best of luck as always. And of course, if you do like content like this, please like and subscribe. And we thank all of those of you who have joined on so far. We've got more postings coming up for Christmas weekend. Santa Anita's opening card on the day after Christmas is usually a good one, so we'll have coverage for that, and we'll probably throw something in for Gulfstream, who usually has a good card the day after Christmas. So that's it from here. I'll talk to you soon, and until then, be well.